Hello, hope everyone's doing well, and it is recap time of the JP 8th anniversary event, day 1. Now, most of the event, which the live stream we linked down below, is the actual physical event in Akihabara. Say it. So, we won't be covering that. I'll kind of mention it in passing, and I'll show like the cosplayer stuff off, because that's the part I like. And just kind of talk about, like, show little clips of it and stuff. But that'll be at the end. We have our new event. I didn't bother translating the name because I am tired. It is 5 in the morning. The stream started at 7:30 p.m., so it's been a minute. And yeah, a new soccer event. I like it. I have some complaints with it, but overall I kind of like it. I'm not hating as much as I did the EN, and obviously it is more important in terms of sales and stuff, but I like it. We have our first new girl here, but first I will play the event PV, and then we will look at the new ship girls. I will play the skin PV, look at the new ship girls, and then I will play the L2D preview. We'll do the future game updates of just stuff that's coming out. And down the pipe, I will play the anniversary theme song. And then I will do a little talking about the various stuff that was going on at the actual physical location. And we'll finish off the cosplayer stuff. So yeah, let's get into it with that first PV.
炭酸シンクを染み込ませ、キャラへと誘われん。一押しでただれる情熱をひとひねりで無念の怪人に白鳳の香り覚えてくれるかしら。アズールレーン8周年おめでとう。
Alright, starting off, the event will begin September 12th and will end October 2nd, so we'll get a good 3 weeks of event. The JP and CN anniversaries are a little bit longer than EN's. But 2 of our new characters, in fact, are 2 URs. So, we have Hakuho, who is Taiho's sister. And you can definitely tell that because she has the same hairpiece, the same dress, a very similar rigging. The outer parts of the rigging look a little different. Pretty much everything is the same about her, except she's white as can be. Now, they were talking about growing rice. It had a whole hour segment about growing rice in the earlier part of the stream. This should have been a dead giveaway for, yep, you're getting a all-white ship girl. So it'll be interesting to see what she does. She is a UR. She is an aircraft carrier. So hopefully she has a slow, so she can kind of work with Amagi CV, as well as someone like Hakuryu or Shinano. Because right now, if you're running like Hakuryu, Amagi CV, and Shinano, you don't have a slower unless you bring someone in the Vanguard. So it's a little bit of a dicey game, and Amagi CV buffs torpedo damage, though Hakuryu would prefer to use dive bombers. Hopefully she can kind of fill in that support role while also doing a ton of damage. I mean, if she ends up being just Implacable but Sakura, I'd be fine with that. I mean, she is also a, armored flight deck carrier, like Implacable, so that's fine. So it should be available in the gacha pool. So once you get to 200 pulls, you can get 1 copy of her, up to 4 copies, so a lot of pulls. Hopefully you don't have to get to that point. Next up is our UR that's available in the shop, and she is our first UR submarine. Is I-404 submarine not found? Is one of those big Japanese submarines they wanted to have carry aircraft, like a lot of aircraft. So I-13 finally has a friend in that SSV class. It's no longer just her. She finally has a friend. I like her design. I just feel like with all like the poofy sleeves and stuff, it's a little much. Once we get the full art and you can see like the rigging looks quite cool. Saw a little bit on the Twitter page. Don't have it here, sorry. But I think she looks, looks like a submarine. Does look a little bit like Graf Spee or kind of like Turpitz, but I also like, if you remove the red, also see a lot of Shokaku in there. Looks pretty good. Next up is not Atago, like I thought. I saw a little chibi preview and I thought, oh, clearly that is Atago in a skin. I saw her ears, but they had little red pieces. Like, oh, she's wearing a skin. No, it's apparently she is a battleship called Omoi, or Omi, sorry. And I don't know if she's supposed to be key class or an upgrade key class, but there you go. And I like how she looks. I mean, just a Atago with different tails, and she's a fox instead of a dog, but she still has the Atago style ears. I don't dislike it. Looks pretty good. Her skin, not a huge fan of, but default art. Much like Chi-On, the kind of fox lady from the Chinese New Year event like 2 years ago. And then we have Lana. I'm gonna pull up my Asama. Sorry, I wanted to say Azuma, but I knew it wasn't Azuma. Asama. She is a heavy cruiser, and going for the bandage design, similar to Taiho Meta. Not a huge fan of the bandages around her neck and head, but it is otherwise good. Then we have Miyase, or Minase. She is a light cruiser. She reminds me a lot of Ayabe from, I think it was the Amagi CV event, it might have been Unzen, but very similar body style, and I think she has like a rabbit on her head or something. But lots of floof and poof. I feel like her skin a lot. That. And then we have Tayakaze. She's a destroyer, as well as the point accumulation ship. So once you get to 10,000 points, get your first copy of Tayakaze. And also, we have a new retrofit. This being Shiryutsu. And she got quite the buff. Definitely developed a lot after retrofit, so they're feeding them something. There you go. I'm sure she will be even stronger with her torpedoes now. I personally don't use her, so I can't speak too much to her, but I'm sure she will get much better, and hopefully those who like her and use her a lot are happy with this retrofit. So starting us off is Hakuho, her L2D skin, sorry, L2D Plus, so we'll have additional angles similar to Boys Below and Anchorage last event. I at first didn't like the skin a whole lot, just because of like the red rope. Oh, not really into the whole bondage thing. Not a fan. Fortunately, it seems that is a toggle for the LTD settings. So you activate something and she gets all tied up. Similar to like Azuma's school skin. Like the blouse doesn't open up until you do certain actions. But lots of jiggle as you would expect from Taiho's sister. In certain areas. Yeah, minus the red string. I like it. And it's not always there, so that's good. And we have I-404 with a dynamic skin, so she'll have a little bit of motion, but not a whole lot. I'm sure she'll have plenty of jiggle in 2 areas in particular. Not a big fan of this one. And then we have Omi's L2D skin. Has her magical tails that change color and come out of her butthole, evidently, because there's not a whole lot of other places to come unless it's further down. But yeah, and you'll see from her L2D preview, she has nipple tassels in addition to the fishnet top. So very risque, this one. And then we have Asama. They're very spooky L2D. You can see in the background there is demon horns, claws. Maybe it's like a Shura situation where she has like a stand or something. I think it's pretty good looking. And we have, I think, maybe one of my favorites, Minase's. So it's stacked skin, no special features. I like the colors. Kind of a lot of exposure, but I don't mind it too much. I don't know, just the coloration, something about it. Plus with the blonde hair, something about it I like. I mean, there was another Fox Girl character from a different game I liked that was a very similar color scheme, so it could be that influence. And we have Tayakaze's skin. She is slipping and sliding off this tree branch because it's mossy. And her furry friends are holding on for dear life. This one down here is, at least. There's not a great fall. And this one is doing nothing. So, not much of a friend. Not helping you out when you're in need. And we have Morrison with a dynamic skin. And in the skin preview, I had no idea who this was. I was like, who is this ginger woman? Because she looks way taller and way more endowed in that preview than she does in game. This is Morrison, one of the Fletchers. She's the one I believe complains about, oh yeah, I'm Morrison, the girl with too many sisters. She's from the New Jersey event. She's permanent. Savitsky Soyuz getting a combination skin, so this has a L2D form and also a dynamic form. I believe the form in a circle here, just see her face, is the dynamic, or sorry, is the L2D. That's also what we have the preview for. And this one where she's throwing the knives and doing the pose is the dynamic one. I didn't mind it too much. I'm not a fan of like the fishnet on the bodysuit. There's a little bit darker bodysuit and no fishnet. I like a little more. There's a whole lot of jiggle going on. I'm not a huge fan of the pose in the L2D. So this is the first wave of skins coming out when the event drops on the 12th. And here are the rental options. So Hakuyos, Omis, and Savitsky Soyuz. So you have variety options. You have L2D Plus, L2D, and then L2D Plus Dynamic, all in one. So that's some good options. You will get your free tickets, 3 of them, just logging in, complete the mission, and you're good to go. Rent them. 2 days per ticket, and you can also stack them up. Let's say you want to rent Hakuyos for 6 days. You can just use all 3 tickets at once. Rent it for 6 days, not to worry about. Now, the second wave of skins, as you can probably guess, has Laffy in it. First up is Alsos and L2D, a very cool mask. Unzen being defeated by the Mighty Manju. So, what I'm gathering from this skin is this Manju is actually stronger than Unzen. That's only like 1% of its power, and she's defenseless. She can't do nothing about it. So realistically, all we need to do is sound this Manju in the Vanguard, and easy win. Easy victory. But I do like it. I like the colors. Not quite the same color as her hair, but like a nice soft blue. I like it. Guam is getting an L2D. So this is her second skin. That one just came out. And I didn't really like the skin too much at first, just because the rip on her boob. but like the ropes with Akuyo, that is an optional toggle with the L2D settings. You can activate that, and I'm sure probably rip other things. Okay, it looks like her arms are also ripped. But I kind of dig it. I mean, other than the fact that her spine is destroyed. Look at that poor spine right there. Flexing those back muscles, trying not to snap herself in half. Because she went tits over toes, and now her ass is about to go over her ears. And Warspite got another skin, so she is out training in the woods, chopping watermelons, much to this Manju's dismay, having to hold the watermelon. Sure, she could have found something to stand it on, not scare the poor creature so much, but it is what it is. Very much warrior theme, which makes sense for the old spook. And here's the Laffy skin that was shown off in this little section. With dynamics, she'll have limited motions. Hanging out with the bunnies, and a very large bunny she's laying on. Hopefully she'll be able to get a good nap. Also, I believe this should work for both forms of Laffy. Also getting skins for Gascon and Renault. Gascon is in PR2, and I believe the skin also works for her Muse version. And Renault is in the All Sauce event, so if you missed out, you got a little bit longer to wait until she comes back. There'll be a little time, but I quite like them. And these both got, well, especially Gascon here, got me a check for Festival skin for my bingo card. Colin is getting a dynamic skin, quite like. A much more youthful appearance, I feel. Not the same way as Peter Strasser does in that one skin, where she seems too young, but like, she seems happy, and I like it. And Bolzano also getting a skin. And it is wedding season, so we have 3 O skins. First up, long-awaited, Amagi. You'd think after winning the popularity contest a couple years ago, she would have been, like, fast-tracked a little bit. Now, with Amagi in the sharing skins, I'm not sure how it'll work. Because right now, Amagi CV and Amagi BC can't share skins because the chibis are different. They might have fixed it since last time I saw, and hopefully this one works around that, so use it on either or. But there you go. Actually, it does. Looks like it specifies right there. Didn't read that. I'm tired. It's done. What is it? Magi aircraft carrier. So hopefully later on they'll make it available for both aircraft carrier version and the original. Ulrich van Houten is getting a wedding skin, so once you oath her, you'll get this. Like the black dress and like the contrast with her like spider legs she has, because now they are pure white. And the last wedding skin of this batch, someone I will oath on stream once the actual skin gets added, Black Prince. Probably one of my favorite Royal Navy ships, just in terms of design. I like her. I felt bad. I got, I think, Dido Muse and then Dido in like quick succession. I was like, okay, I'll use my Royal Navy team. And then I got Black Prince. I'm like, well, she's a redhead. I'm gonna use her first, and she's very sweet. But yeah, I will be oathing her on stream. Don't have a nickname for her yet, but.
白鵬は主様を喜ばせられたでしょうか。白鵬のようなしくじった資格に助言はあります？例えば、
A lot of jiggle, as expected. Ooh, and the bondage is an L2D effect. I didn't consider that when I was talking about it earlier. Okay, the bondage is a toggle. Good. She's got tassels.
ほどいてもらえるのかしら。いらっしゃい指揮官様。 喉が渇いていたらお茶はいかがでしょう。お付き合いさせていただきます。どうし指揮官、もう仕掛けを解除するんですか？私はまだ我慢できます。
Not a fan of this one, I'll be honest with you.
それにしても動きやすい衣装があだになりました。こうも拘束されてしまったら自力ではとても。この仮面をつけたのは感情を抑制し配役にふさわしい行動をとるため。かっこいいのも理由の一つ。主君がお呼びとあらば参上するのが忍びの務め。なるほど。執務室の天井裏に仲間たちがいるのはそのためですね。
Okay, good. It's ripped. It's not ripped.
まずは自分で何とかしてみてって。もう指揮官、いくらマルチタレントのグアムでもそれは無理だってば。
There's just rapid fire event related stuff. So we have our banner here. We have Hakuho. I got it. I'm working on it. Here's our UR on the banner. 200 pulls, and you are guaranteed to get one copy you can exchange for. If you get very close, you might as well just go the extra if you have the coins and the cubes. Omi. And then we have Ayase. It's not on Rate Up, but she's on the banner. And she's also available in the event shop and as a map drop. As well as Minase. Big food. I-404 is available to exchange this currency, and I'm assuming we'll have missions much like Trafalgar did, where you can get extra currency. Speed the process up a little bit. Not just having to farm and exchange. Missions instead. Here's the event shop, and it kind of throws you off because there will be two characters in the shop. So Asama will be there, as well as the typical stuff of prints for your DRs and PRs, oil, coins, cat boxes, tech boxes, cognitive chips, cognitive arrays, upgrade materials for upgrading gear, and this event will also have a airplane. Not sure which one it is yet, but there'll be an airplane available for exchange. And here saying Ayakaze is the event accumulation ship, so after 100 point or 10,000 points, sorry, you will get your first copy. Get up to 4 copies, I believe. You end up one short of maximum break, so you always have to use a bullet. These point accumulation ships. Here is the event gear. Have some flying trees on clouds. Have fighter, torpedo bomber, and dive bomber. Pretty interesting stuff. And the torpedo bomber shoots out these tree limb with the red petals. Kind of looks a little strange to me. Also have a throwing scythe that it just chucks and spins in the air. Pretty cool looking. Here is the dorm furniture that will be available during the event. With a ninja training camp. Click on the little target here. It'll throw ninja stars or something at it. That's pretty cool. Just a reminder, these are the skins that are available during Wave 2. And for rent during Wave 2. I'm not sure why these are here. Also, we'll have some skin reruns. So, Amagi CV skin, Waterase, Ayabe. I forgot her name again. I didn't look it up in between the stream and recording this. But from that Amagi CV event, Belfast, Ark Royal, Z35, as well as Sheffield will all have skins running. Also, more skins are running. So, Ashino's cow skin, as well as Gloucester, and Musashi's L2D, Sirius's L2D, Remy's Baby Oil, Dynamic Skin, Peon, Ryu Ho, getting one, as well as Prince Rubrix will be running, and Fubuki's will be running. And this set of skins will be added permanently. Awori, Hatsuzuki, I forgot her name, Asanagi, Nautilus, Katsuragi, Kashino again, and Hakari. As well as Unzen, Shinano, Argus, Prince of Wales, Sayakawa, and Z23. Also have the typical lucky grab bags. You get one random skin, and some other in-game materials. This is the first set of skins. And there's one for the second set of skins, which has Unzen, it has Allsauce, Warspite. Also be a UI for purchase for this event. Ninja themed. I like the damage number there. And so we have the other updates. Our updates are coming to the game. Some are coming later on, but aren't directly related to the event. Some might be coming out at the same time as the event. But Watarase will be getting a secretary story, so if you tap her twice, it will begin the quest line. Complete fairly easy tasks. Story and defeat enemies with her, get her to a certain level, a certain affinity, unlock more and more of the story. Fortune Meta will be added permanently to the Meta Exchange shop, so you can get her if you missed her before. As for the cruise mission, the next season will include Dewey Meta, looking very cool, very high-tech and fancy. She will be the free reward. And Kawakaze Meta, or not Kawakaze Meta, just Kawakaze will be getting a skin from the paid path, which she already has like a swordsman aesthetic, so making her a ninja just feels kind of off. A little odd to me, but looks decent enough. Also, finally, getting the next update to the 3D dorm. I thought it would be an Iron Blood, but no, it is Taiho. So she'll be waiting for you. And I'm assuming they'll have some extra furniture and her unique gift that unlocks a little more story. They'll announce once we get closer to this being released. And that will not be immediately, that will be on the 25th. The in-game, like, audio drama, ASMR, like, I think they're called memories or secrets. Fancy, as well as Musashi, will both getting one. You do not need to own the character to unlock these. You just need to either spend 3 tickets, and I think it's 300 gems if you don't have the tickets. Unzen will be running at some point. Don't know when, but at some point. Future. As well as the full scales. So this was the EN anniversary event a couple years ago. As well as there will be a special SP event. So a smaller event, but featuring this girl. I don't know if she'll be recruitable or we'll be fighting her, but it should be interesting. She looks very unhappy to see us. Very intense look. Look at her design though. Maybe not this whole kind of bondage strap here, but kind of the white bodice. It reminds me of Nakamov, but she's got the side boob for ventilation. In Project Identity, TB and Navi will be getting a new friend, and that being Salvager. There you go, you'll have a new character to raise up. Hopefully set her on the correct path and help her live a happy life. I don't know if she'll have a ton of new mechanics and like updated mechanics compared to Navi, because Navi made things a lot faster and a lot easier and less monotonous and grindy than TB's. I'm assuming she'll have some unique features, but I don't know how much they'll change. And also, there is a upcoming collab with question mark, we don't know. And also Data Live collab, which I'm assuming this will be towards the end of the year. And then the previous one, where we don't know anything about, will be beginning of next year or like spring, early summer. And also, we got another preview of actual gameplay of the island adventure type deal, where you actually get a commander model. He starts out with a little goofy face that we saw in like the Ian anniversary and been shown a couple times. That Anchorage drew, who's originally created that image. But later on, you can unlock actual personalization. A lot of personalization look like Kirito from Sword Art Online to me, but you also get a penguin costume, which is pretty funny. So I'll let that play, finish off this segment. Alright, so for the IRL event stuff, the venue looked pretty cool. They had a stamp rally, they had a little special card, take and you scan it on these booths. It starts like a Q&A with TB. They had games, like the poke the sword and the pirate pops out. I don't know if it's bad if you get to pop out or you want to win that way, I'm not sure. They had a gauntlet of gauntlet of questions. Some easy, some hard, like guess who the character is based off their art. Guess who it is based off their skin. Based off guess what class they're in. Stuff like that. I think the first one or two they had like their guests on stage, but after that they called up people from the audience, and some did very well, some not so much. Pressure got to them. Try and answer, and you run out the clock. I'm gonna fill out this bar. Like a racetrack. Also had so each faction had their own like theme thing. They didn't show off everything. You can go check it out on the 8th Annie webpage of like what each one is. Like the Ian one is like their beer collab. They have special ones for like Colorado and Maryland, I believe. But Northern Parliament had Toshkent ASMR going on evidently. and, well, it looks like he got caught doing something else. This is a very interesting setup we got going on here. Dad, you know, open the door. Oh, God. And they had little, like, portholes where you push a button and it lights up, and there's a art display of some fan art. And the rice. Oh, boy. The rice was... That was an adventure. There was an hour-long segment of a collab with some partners that were doing with growing rice. And so they had many of the people you may have seen from previous streams going out and growing rice. But it doesn't stop there. Oh no. They had speakers playing voice lines of Awori doing ASMR and like saying encouraging things to make the rice grow faster. It was one of the most bizarre things I've probably ever seen. But not like in a super weird way, just like a... I would have never guessed what I'd be watching on a Friday night, early Saturday morning. And then later talking about. And there'll also be some merchandise that comes with it. So you can purchase these, and I'm assuming it goes to whatever farming program it is. I'm liking that Azur Lane is doing some collabs with stuff that just like has a everyday meaningful impact. So with the desertification like reversal process, sure that doesn't affect you and I on a day-to-day basis, but in the long term that can have some good benefits for other people. And what seems to be like encouraging doing some farming, farm to fork. Where I live, that's a big thing. Grow your own vegetables. I have chickens. You may have heard them at some point. You know, good stuff. But there will be a merch page available at some point that we can get merch related to this, and it includes Kumano, Awari, and Nachi. There they are. Look at this team. In the Iron Blood booth, they had like a aquarium screen with some of the submarine girls swimming around. So there was Flasher, there was U81, I think that is, Leonardo da Vinci, and then the green girl that came out with Rafaio. Not her name, but they were swimming around. They'll wave, you know, cute stuff. And this is a segment where they had the cosplayers being led around. Including that, there was a life-size Ayanami, and I'd recommend going back and watching like this kind of section just for Rafaio's face, because she is very funny. Pointing out the Shinano that has actually floofy tails. There was also the pretty typical Pamiat VTuber thing. Now, she didn't get very much time to show off. She was talking the whole time, but her actual modeling to be seen, because we were doing like I wasn't there, but with the live audience making decisions on how to raise TV properly. So as you make different choices, it adds to her points, and you get different endings. Unfortunately, we got the bad ending where she becomes like just an office worker and is miserable because she's overworked, which is sad. Palmiot spent about 15 minutes saying goodbye, which, I mean, she's cute. We'll let it slide. Get her. And yeah, so that was, I mean, it seems like a lot of fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Enjoy a couple minutes of the cosplayers coming onto the stage and showing off, and then wrap things up.
がとうございます。バッチリでございます。さあ続きましてしするさんどうぞ。美しいライオン。綺麗すぎる。くるっと回ってなんかいただけたりしますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。はい、ありがとうございます。続きましてゆずりはくりはさんどうぞ。うわー、くるっと回ってください。ありがとうございます。いただきました。さあ続きましては中国から来ていただいております夏目さんです。どうぞ。かっこいい。くるっと回っていただけますでしょうか。ありがとうございます。続きまして宮本さくらさんです。どうぞ。かわいい。回ってください。ありがとうございます。さあ以上5名のコスプレイヤーさんにお越しいただいておりますよ。そしてイベント恒例出演になりましたまんじゅうちゃんにも来てもらっています。まんじゅうちゃんどうぞ。あ、まんじゅうちゃん頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。おおおアピールありがとうございます。はーい、大丈夫ですかね。はーい、というわけで改めて皆さんよろしくお願いいたします。よろしくお願いします。さて皆様もう少し前の方にお願いいたします。改めて皆様アズレエキスポ楽しんでくれてますか。ありがとうございます。配信を見ている指揮官に向けても皆様アピールの方お願いいたします。見てるありがとうございます。はい、コメントもたくさん届いております。それではお一人ずつ衣装のポイントや魅力的なポイントなどをご紹介いただきたいなと思います。まずは尊みを感じて桜井さん、自己紹介とコスプレの魅力をお願いいたします。
はい、まずは見てください、この芸術的な鼠径部今日精一杯盛り上げたいと思います。皆さん今日一日楽しみましょう。イエーイ。
ありがとうございます。続いてしするさんお願いいたします。
はい、シスルです。ロイヤルの戦艦のライオンのコスプレをさせていただきました。人が多いですね。はい、楽しみましょう。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いいたします。続いてゆずりはくりはさんお願いします。
はい、ゆずりはくれはです。今日は初月ちゃんのコスプレをさせていただきました。配信の皆さんも現地の指揮官の皆さんも今日は楽しんでいきましょう。
ありがとうございます。さあ続きまして夏目さんからもお話をお伺いしたいと思いますが、ここからは通訳も入れていただきつつご紹介していただきましょう。それでは、自己紹介とコスプレの魅力をお願いします。
皆さん、夏目です。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
これやっぱかっこいいかっこいい。あと熱いやろい。
ありがとうございます。 宮本さくらさんからもお願いいたします。
皆さんこんにちは、さくらです。大家好，我是来自中国的 coser 音架。今天的角色是皇家财富号。
皆さんこんにちは。中からのさくらです。今日はロイヤルソージをやってます。
这套非常棒的地方是黑丝。
衣装のいいところといったらやっぱりちょっとポロついた黒タイツのところですね。
而且是破洞的黑丝。
特に穴開いてるところが魅力です。
ありがとうございます。さあ、というわけで5名のコスプレイヤーさんにアズレエキスポを一緒に盛り上げていっていただきますよ。コスプレイヤーさんはエキスポ会場内を神出鬼没に現れて撮影会をしたり、明日はこちらのサブステージでも撮影会を3回行いますので、皆様ぜひ2日間お楽しみいただければなと思います。それではオープニングステージ Day1 はこちらで終了とさせていただきます。皆さんありがとうございました。
So I hope you enjoyed that. The Twitter links to all the cosplayers will be in the description, so please go support them. Work very hard. And yeah, that is the new Sakura event. Maybe it's just called Sakura Islands. I've been using that name a lot. Got 2 new URs, got a variety of skins. Some I like, some not a fan of, but overall, I like it. I'm hoping that Kaiho's whitewashed bleach sister will be quite good in addition to the Sakura CV team. Interesting to see what mechanics I-404 has as another aviation submarine. And yeah, so I'm excited. New 3D dorm stuff, I'll show that off when we get to that point. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you found it useful, please share it out. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.